Last year, you walk into the season, we get to see a taste of what Cory Land and the lineup looks like, and you got a little dinged up. I guess I want to start by asking. I hate by asking starting out this way, but like last year, I'm sure it had to be tough for you having to battle through that. So, how do you kind of look at last season, and how do you kind of build off of that?
Yeah, I mean, down at 33, I felt like I was cutting a lot of weight, and I've been pretty injury prone since I got into college. Tore my ACL 2 years ago, and then last year banged up my knee at the Vegas tournament. So I think one of the biggest things that has changed from last year this year is going up a weight class. I'm eating more, I'm refueling better, I'm eating better, lifting hard, and so I feel like I'm a lot more less injury prone. Knock on wood. I haven't really had anything go on this year so far. So I mean, I'm just excited to get out there and compete while I can.
Your style is like probably one of the funnest to watch in the country when you're out on the mat. Where does that come from, and where does that kind of attitude and that fearlessness that you kind of tend to have on the mat sort of come from?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I get bored if I'm out there and no points are getting scored, and I get really anxious about it. And sometimes it gets me in trouble, but a lot of times it kind of goes in my favor. So I've always been a guy who wants to go out there and score as many points as possible, as fast as possible. And if I can get out there and pin a guy in the first period, I'm going to try to do it. And so I've always just thought that way, and I like to put the match away as fast as I can. So
How was 41 felt?
it's felt really good. We made +3 this weekend, or this past weekend for a practice match, and it wasn't very hard at all. And I feel good. I'm eating a lot, and I feel a lot stronger.
What have you seen out of this team during the offseason, coming off the marquee season that they had a year ago? What's the work ethic like? What's the effort been like to make sure you guys even go forward this season?
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of people talk about last season and how it was a historic season, and we placed the highest we have since whenever, and we had 2 All-Americans. But I mean, nothing's really changed. We're all still looking to get better, and no one's really changed their mindset. We're trying to beat last season. Ever since I've been here, we've placed higher every year, and we're trying to keep that train rolling and place higher next year and have more All-Americans next year. We have a lot of really committed guys. We have a lot of depth in a lot of weight classes, which is really helping. A lot of that friendly competition is helping guys grow, and I think that's one of the biggest things that you can have in a program is that friendly competition where it's, when we're wrestling each other, we're trying to kill each other, and then off the mat, right as soon as that match is over, we're helping each other, teaching each other, like, hey, this is where you're going wrong, this is where you're doing good. And I think we have a really good culture here at UNI to do that.
There's some depth there at 141. Freshmen that are coming in that were in your shoes at one point in time. What have those guys done for you to elevate, maybe some urgency?
Yeah, I mean, the freshmen that are coming in, they're all really tough. There's not one guy who, came in and it was like, oh, I'm going to wrestle this guy for practice and it's going to be an easy practice, I feel like in the past, even my year, like I was kind of that guy. It was like, let's go beat this guy up. That's just kind of how it is in college. But I feel like all these guys, they're really good at what they do, and they're getting better every day. And I've wrestled some of these guys in high school, like Jace Hedeman. I wrestled in high school a lot, and he's a completely different wrestler in the past 8 months than he was when he was finishing his high school career. Guys like Max Brady, who was in my weight class, me and him just had a practice match the other day, and he pushes me. And he's an incredible hand fighter. So it's been really fun to see the freshmen grow and really understand the point of view I have now versus when I was a freshman.
How does it feel when, obviously, last year you were toe-to-toe with the guy from Stanford who was one of those guys up there, and you've seen moments where you've been right there, and you have all that last year, and I'm sure it's frustrating when you have to go down and do that. Is there a chip on your shoulder a little bit of hey, I know I can do this, but not a lot of people think that or know that I am capable?
Yeah, I mean, that's always gone through my mind, right? I came out as one of really highly recruited or highly accoladed high school graduates, and I came in, I haven't really done anything, and that sucks, mentally for me, and I've had a lot of struggles of my own with it. But then, I've had a lot of talks with people, and I've kind of sat back when I got injured, and there's just been a lot of rebornness in my head, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's really a real word, but I've really connected with my faith with God and realized that it's not all about wrestling. There's so many other things that I'm growing in while I'm experiencing this. Obviously, I want to be a national champ. Obviously, I want the team to be a national champ. I want to be known the best wrestler ever. But there's other things to it. Now, that's not saying I'm not going to try to be those things. I am, and I'm going to go for it. But I've just realized that that's not the end-all, be-all. And that took a lot for me to be okay with, because wrestling's been my whole life for as long as I can remember. But I think I'm fine to that point where it's okay, maybe that wasn't my time last year, and I needed that time to grow again and become who I am now, and this is my time.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.